to another episode of Meet Today's Corporate Leader organized by ICMA International for its students, members, and other stakeholders. I'm very happy and glad to have a very senior professional, Sheikh Mohammed Danish, with us today, and we'll be discovering lots of experiences in Kasafar Kerala. And I'm sure that's the core purpose of this particular session that we call the different professionals from the industry and they can share the experiences and definitely it also serves the purpose of mentorship. So again, I request all the students, members, colleagues, and other professionals, if you have any questions, comments, do share, and definitely will take the maximum advantage of Danish and will ask uh, his experiences, his expertise, and that's the core purpose. Uh, we started this session that I was just discussing before the session with Danish कि जी हमने इस session को start किया था in the COVID. It's been a long journey now, and we are very happy and thankful to all the members, those who are contributing, those who are investing their time to groom, to develop the person and professionals of our seniors, of our juniors who will be entering to the professional world. And that's the core purpose. So, thank you, Danish, once again for joining us today. I'll just go through a very quick about his experience in terms of his journey. He has around 15 years of diverse experience working with the multi industries. Just to name few sectors, he worked with the audit firm, he worked with the FMCG sector, textile, constructions, export business, and so on. The journey goes on. And just to name few of the organization, he worked with Javed Ross Lab, he worked with Edinburgh, he worked with Casual Sports, uh, Venus Food Services, Rajput Builders. He worked with BIPL Securities. He also served at Hilal Foods, uh, started his career with Heather Beamji and Co. and currently serving as a senior manager of finance at Orient Textile Mills. So, दानिश आपकी जर्नी I can see different dimensions में different industry के साथ रही है. So just to begin with, just to I would definitely be more curious about knowing about कि एक तो आपने जब qualification select किया to start your career with CMA. So what was your perception behind? Was it by choice, by chance, or आपने different industries के साथ काम किया? So how did qualification help you in multi diverse area? जी.
Thank you, first of all, to Shams to provide me this opportunity to be here and share my views of the career progress. And I welcome you all, the guests and the audience, to have my views on my career and how my career growth was in the last 15 years. So basically, my aim was to have to lead the organization from the front. It was my aim initially. So in order to achieve that aim, I tried my level best and I tried hard to achieve this level. And I slowly, gradually started from the audit firm and then move on from the account executive level, assistant manager level, and then going forward to the senior level. Basically, my qualification I actually admire by some of my relatives who were at a top level position in the organization, and they are alhamdulillah earning a much better amount. And they are serving not only in the Pakistan, they are also in the Middle East and Europe as well as in the USA. So that inspiration got me to the ICMA, that ICMA has a potential to provide some quality leaders for the country and for the whole of the world. Basically, ICMA qualification is not only for the cost controlling point of view. It's a mix of all the key variables which are essential for the managers, for the CFOs, for the head of internal audit, and all the key players of the organization. So this has brought me a chance to do the ICMA, and CMA definitely I have done in shortest period of time. And beside this, I have also done some jobs and doing job and then start study, and this type of mix I have gone through all my journey. Shams, I can't hear you. I can't hear you.
Am I audible to you right
Yeah,
now?
now
Yeah,
right.
great. With this note, I also request those who are live with us today, if you have questions, comments, suggestions, to drop any so I can incorporate during our discussion. Uh, definitely the inclinations or those related to you on yeah. So again, the part is about how the qualification will you. So प्रोग्रेस जो आपका हुआ विद योर करियर लेडर सो आपको क्वालिफिकेशन ने कितना कॉन्फिडेंस दिया हाउ रिलेवेंट इज द CMA qualification aligned with the corporate sector organizations. So what is your say in that? थोड़ा सा अपना एक्सपीरियंस भी बताइए कोई अगर challenges फेस हुआ है आपने उसको कैसे से ओवरकम किया let us know more about that as well.
CMA qualification, not as I earlier told that it is not for only posting related job. We are the financial managers as well. We can be a tax practitioner as well. We can be a decision maker in any organization regarding the financing agreements and all that. So it's a mix of all those experiences and all the knowledge we have that have to be deployed in our organization. So ICMA has provided me uh, you know that kind of energy that I perform in my different organization at the top level. So I had a strong concept of financial reporting. So I rapidly grew to the senior most position in my organization, like head of internal audit at a brokerage house, which is a shares trading company in the Pakistan Stock Exchange, and head of costing at the apparel textile, which is a retail brand of the garments clothing, as well as head of finance in the different companies. So we are not engaged to only one profession. We can do many professions simultaneously.
Excellent, thank you Danish. Again, I have a very interesting question popping up, and I'll just read that question for you. It's about in your professional career, you must have faced public challenges. What do you think? What are the common weaknesses in the business that makes to the uh,
Actually,
unaware? See, am I audible to you, Danish?
yes, I am. I can listen.
My business are unaware and are least bother on it. So, very important and very interesting question here. So again, over to you.
Basically, I have come across with many challenges because I have worked in various diversified industries. So I came across with many challenges in the construction industry and in the brokerage house as well as in the textile apparel industry and also in the FMCG based sectors and as well as on the audit firm side. So I have jotted down some points that should be known to every businessman and every individual, every accountant and every manager, that if these weaknesses can be settled in a shortest time, so they can grow their business very rapidly. If they think that they can have the potential to transform these weaknesses into their strength. So number one point that I want to discuss is lack of professional culture and environment and behavior in the organization. If the organization is catering this professional culture, so definitely they have the word of mouth of that organization to the world. Then, if I talk about the second weakness, that is lack of target marketing, and it can be achieved. Target marketing actually people don't think about that we have to market in a e-commerce basis on Shopify and on the internet. So they always try to market in their local side of the local countryside or local city side. So this is the if the marketing agents are being provided by the commission. So this is also this can also boost the company sales revenue to the highest level. This is a first, second lackness that I found in many kind of companies. Number third that I want to discuss that lack of foolproof internal control system in the company. Whether it is a financial control system, whether it is a customer vendor aging position lively at any time. And then some companies do purchases mostly on the cash basis and not on the check payment, like they do cash purchases from. I will tell you why they are much reluctant to do on the check, and as well as the sales collection on the cash basis. Basically, if your business is totally on the cash, so this will not be a good sign of your internet control, because people are collecting cash and paying cash, not through the proper mechanism in the company. So those cash can be used by the individuals who are already employed in the company, and this leakages can be a huge, and company can be in the form of the loss, and huge loss can be converted if they are not catering this potential weakness of cash handling in the company. So, number fourth, which I want to tell you, that there should be a product costing base in the company based on the bill of material basis. Many companies product costing drive through the Excel sheet, and the Excel sheet is a tailor-made like program of the any individual. So that individual has to be well versed with the all the segments of the costing. If he is unaware, so product costing will lead to the company to the huge loss. And if that loss cannot be catered easily in a shorter period of time, it will definitely company going into the wind up position. So product costing should be through the ERP software, and it should be from the bill of material in the software. And there are so many software which are providing the bill of material based consumption and systemized based, that I will discuss in future. Number fifth point that I want to discuss the weakness, that is stand-alone inventory software, which is being used in many companies. Regardless, it is not directly connected to the financial. So they took two to three softwares in a stand-alone position, like inventory position, like inventory software. Number two is financial accounting software. Number third is payroll software. So these three softwares, if we cater in an ERP together, so company can achieve their target very easily, and it is an integrated based system, which is almost we have seen that in Oracle and EBS 12 and SAP S4 HANA, these are all connected with each and every module of the company. Number fifth, number six, which I want to explain, that sometimes expense are not controlled by a senior authority, and these expenses are occurred in a day and in a week on a gradually increased basis, and nobody is bothering to have that expenses to a lowest level. So this expense mishandling, and also misclassification of expenses into each and other heads, if they are not classified in proper heads, so definitely this will also reflect a bad position of the financial performance of that particular head of account. So this expense misclassification and mishandling is also the big weakness of the company. And number seven point that I want to discuss, that lack of accurate financial reporting position, which should be reported to the CEO and owner of the company. Sometimes people and the top leading staff are not directly, not they report on a routine basis to the CEO, and this is how uh, owners don't know about the financial actual position, what is going on in the company on the routine and daily basis. And after if they check on the periodic basis or yearly basis, or then the all accounting system and all reporting system will go inappropriately and inaccurately reported to the CEO. So this lack of accurate reporting can be catered through the ERP system, which can be also a weakness of the company if they are not maintaining it. Number eight point that I want to discuss is lack of ERP system dependency. Sometimes there are so many organizations which have deployed ERP in their organization, but they have not dependent on that system. If I have seen the European and Gulf side, and also in the Europe, USA side, those organizations and those which depend solely on the ERP system, and they grow their ERP system to the next level. So nobody can cheat them easily. In the no individual can cheat them. Either it is a CFO, either it is a check preparing person, or and the cash collecting person. All nobody can cheat. So lack of ERP system dependency is also the weakness, and it should be, and the reports which come from the ERP system would definitely report through the extract from the directly from the ERP system, not on the basis of the Excel sheet. So this is the eighth weakness. This is the weakness also of the organization, that they rely on the Excel sheet, and many managers report through the Excel sheet. Number nine point that I want to discuss with you, the weakness, that is decision taken by the owners of the company without planning. And the businessmen do, they are very risk taker type of people. So if they don't plan the things, they don't plan the cash flows for future. So that is also a big weakness for the company. If they misplan and inject the whole amount of the cash flow and working capital into an investment which is not recovering that cash flows amount and the profits to the company. So those decisions are bad for the organizations by the owners. So owners should adopt those CFOs and those managers who are really sincere, and as well as educated, as well as qualified, and have a skill to better plan the position, financial position. See, this is the ninth weakness that I have shown. And number 10th is overemphasize on some old staff, because some managers have a very strong binding with the old staff, and old staff are the big resistance for the positive change. So if the organization owner is very much familiar with the new system and new positive change, so that old people can be replaced easily. And I don't want to tell here that every person can be replaced, but if a positive change is there from the ERP system, from the reporting line, and integrated system, so that weaknesses can also be minimized throughout the organization. That is that I these are all 10 points that I have shown, which is very necessary for removing the weaknesses from the organization.
Excellent, excellent. Danish, thank you very much for a very detailed answer. और आपने different perspectives को different aspects को हमने देखा कि जी the lackings which organization usually do, and definitely it has an impact in the long run, right? So I have a very I'll just pick a few of the points, and I have a basic question to make it more clear, and it should be more understandable. So हमने different context में बात की, हमने एक बात की कि if there is a loophole in my voice is clear, अभी mic on कर दीजिएगा दानी.
It is I can listen you easily.
Right, if you can just switch off the your mic once I'm asking the question, so
Okay.
there is a distortion in the right. Right. So, Danish, I would ask a question, A, B, and C part of it. So, हमने बात की जी इंटरनल कंट्रोल्स के अंदर लूप होल्स की वजह से जी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन को एक काफी गहरा जो है लॉस करना पड़ता है. Then we talk about mismanagement of expenses which occur which should not be. So managements की हमने बात की कि जहाँ पर आपके जो different portfolios है उसके अंदर जो है वो आप किस तरह से fund को manage करें. तो fund management is one of the other area. Then we talk on the different parts की जी उसके हमने solutions की भी बात की that ERP is one of the best solution because we are switching from a manual for example हम Excel पे काम करें, so we are moving from manual work or which is more on the which is not reliably side कि जी फाइल में कोई करप्ट आ गया या हमने कोई मैनुअली चीज को मेंटेन किया, तो वो डेफिनेटली इट्स नॉट फॉर अ लॉन्गर पीरियड. सो वंस वी स्विच टुवर्ड्स द ERP and other tools which are more effective in terms of producing result that can create a great impact. And then we talk about the senior staff versus the junior ones, right? So my A, B, and C part would be very crucial in sense कि जी internal controls के अंदर especially CMS, can how they can play a great role in terms of contributing towards the organization growth and success. So my question one would be this. My question two would be about if expenses are being addressed कि जी X portfolio में expenses की need नहीं थी जिसके अंदर हमने ज़्यादा expenses किए हैं. So what are the measures and how can CMA help the CEOs to improve their process, right? And third question, which is about the senior versus the Gen Z and others. So how instead of taking out from the organization, because उन्होंने भी organization के साथ बहुत ही तमील ऐसा गुजारा है, they might have contributed towards the growth of the organization, right? So how this young generation versus the senior professional can work together in terms of bringing the positive change. So in तीनों perspective बात अगर if you can just share, yeah. दानिश अपना माइक अनम्यूट कर लीजिएगा.
Let if I talk about your first question, that is a hierarchy based in the organization, how CMAs can work in a better efficient way. Then how can they manage all these staff from junior to the senior level in the organization? So they can make a job description as well. All the department, if we make some job description of each and every department, then by having those persons, how many staff are there in any department, and each departmental heads are assigned with some JDs of their staff in a starting of the month or in a starting of the financial year. So those targets can be met very easily if the job description are set for any individual in the organization. So this is the task of the CMAs and top leader in the organization, who have to set his example by setting the job description to every individual in the company. So this is how they can manage their performance as well as they can transform they can base their hierarchy structure. Nobody can directly come up to the senior level without having a perfect information. So there should be an hierarchy level in the every department and in the whole organization. And the CEO and the owner of the company should not directly intervene to the junior level staff of the company. So they should talk to the senior level resource which has been hired just for the reason to make the organization more fruitful. This is your question. This is my answer to your first question. So number second was your how expenses you have to cater if they are increasing on the increasing trend, and as well as on expenses are incurred in those sectors which have not been deployed to that sector, that can be diverted to the other side of the product or another side of the department. Basically, there are the budgets for every departments. Initially, whenever you are going to do a start of the financial year, so there should be a yearly budget as well as a quarterly budget, and then as well as the monthly budget of the every department and the whole organization. By the help of this budget, you can easily cater your expenses, and you can have a detailed analysis and the trend analysis of every department, that how they are increasing their expenses or they are decreasing. And it can be depends on the sales of the organization. If the sales are increasing, so definitely expenses would be on the inclining trend. So if the expenses are increasing and sales are declining, so that is an alarming situation for every department and the whole the organization. So my answer is for your question that the budget is the very necessary to prepare before going to start the financial year. And number third, what you have said to me?
Senior versus the young generation, how
Yes.
they can work together for bringing a better change. Yeah.
That it's a very tricky, and this is a good question from you. That how youngsters and young qualified members, young qualified staff are coming in the organization, and they have to face very challenges, a very political type of sense from the those staff who are from the who are in the organization since the last 17 years or 20 years. So basically, in the first in the first stage, they have to get some meeting sort of on a weekly basis. If they have a meeting with all the stakeholders of the organization, so then there is a chance of removing the hurdle between the communication gap of the between the individuals. If the communication gap is reduced between the seniors and the seniors as well as in the youngsters, so that would be the profitable for the organization, and that is fruitful for the organization. That nobody will treat others like as their servant. They will treat them as a friend, as a colleague, as a team member of the organization. So educate others, give respect, and also tell them that what is right and what is wrong for the organization. This is the key that I personally implement in the organization, and people are respecting if you respect them more.
Excellent, excellent. I think you talk on a very important matter, and thank you for contributing on these important pointers. First, हमने बात की, we talk about uh, internal controls and the role of qualification. So you gave two suggestions that if there is a proper alignment in job description, that anyone knows, each and everyone knows that what is their job role and what are their short-term and long-term contributions towards their personal and definitely the organizational goal. So आपने इसकी बड़ी important बात की. Then you talk on the effectiveness on hierarchies. ठीक है? Yes, there is always हमने देखा कि जहाँ भी breach of hierarchy से उसमें बड़े issues आते हैं, right? So it creates a gap in terms of communications, and the entire scenario is not been present towards the higher management. So I think ये बड़ा important role play करता है because organization has created those hierarchies for a purpose. So definitely those hierarchies can help you for a long-term and effective decision making. When we talk about डेफिनेटली बजट, जो हमने बजट की बात की, डेफिनेटली हम पोस्ट बजट, प्री बजट और बहुत सारे बजट जैसे हम सुन रहे होते हैं, और ऐसे ही बहुत सारे ऑर्गेनाइज भी करवाते हैं, और बहुत सारे बजट्स के प्रपोजल जो है वो गवर्नमेंट लेवल पे भी दे रहे हैं. सो अगेन CMS are the strategic leaders, those who provide the guidance, those who provide the directions not only to the organization, the government, and the national level. So definitely it plays a very important role, just highlight here. And then we talk about the senior versus the young chaps. So again, उसके लिए आपने बिल्कुल important बताया कि teamwork is very important, and definitely educating is very important. If the young ones are good with the artificial intelligence, good with the information technology, we can help the seniors to grow in the sense, and definitely the experiences of seniors can help them to be more effective within the organization. We have few comments, so I'll just take the comments. National Council member Azim Hussain Siddiqui Saab mentioned, and thank you very much, sir, for taking your time, Mr. Danish. Good to have you as today's competitor. So great comments, Danish, for you, and thank you, sir, for taking our time and joining us today. Secretary Crash Branch Council Hakim said, "Great to see Danish by on today's corporate leader. People like you are the true inspirations for the young fellow. I see him looking forward soon, inshallah." So thank you very much, sir, for your kind words. Okay, I'm very happy. I also got a comment. Thank you very much, sir. Shams, you're doing an amazing job. Thank you very much, sir. Uh, Great for all your kind words. Uh, we have one question from Mohammed Hassan. Hassan, if you can just, yes, we definitely welcome the question. So you can just ask the question, and inshallah, once I move forward, I will ask the question, taking the advantage of Danish presence. Uh, we are almost up with the time, but definitely I'll ask a very important question. So usually, KG, what do you see the current and the future markets of CMA locally as well as internationally? Yeah.
Yes, we have CMA qualification is all you know. worldwide qualification, and our CMAs are not only in Pakistan serving, they are across the world. They are serving in every region like USA, Europe, Africa, and we have seen that my relatives are working in the different countries and the region. So definitely we have almost 6,000 plus members who are serving in the all over the world, and the CMAs have the potential to grab the opportunity very easily. Uh, some other professional qualifications have not that much mix of the knowledge and skills, but CMA have the potential to perform the accounting as well as the accounting standards. If I talk about they know about the international accounting standards in very deeply manner, as well as they now the international financial reporting standards are coming, so they can easily grab that knowledge to and deploy it into the company to have the financially that much sound which are worldwide applicable financial statements. So financial statement. So the CMAs are definitely are available in the every market like the Middle East, in the Pakistan, and all over the world, and they are equally understanding the norms of those countries and the laws of those countries. It is not a hurdle. It a big not a big hurdle for to move abroad by any CMAs. They have to just apply for the immigration, and if they go on a visit visa to the any country, they can get an easily chance to have a good job as an accountant as well as an accounts manager, and they can also perform as a CFO right in this country and as well as in the other countries as well.
Great, Danish. Thank you very much for adding to it. Uh, we talk about the job market, and just to add few numbers, we talk about 6,000. So we have now, Alhamdulillah, more than 7,500 members are working, and fellow members and associate members. We talk about the international presence. So very happy and glad to share that around 20% of the membership is working in overseas of more than 40 countries. So again, that's a great presence and that shows the strength of the qualification. Then we talk about yes, the strength about the qualification. So yes, we are being regulated by the uh, IFAC, and definitely then we talk about the standards or uski baat kare, which is more standardized. So definitely, if we talk about the alignment, we talk about the qualification strength. So it's not like an academia ke ji aapne start ki, because I'm just sharing this point because there are a few members or a few parents, those who watch the sessions in terms of selecting the right career. So just wanted to communicate to this platform ki ji, if you are looking forward that your son or daughter who would have an inclination towards the accounting qualification. So this is the right qualification, which not only revolves in terms of your remunerations or the salary part, but definitely it helps you to grow intellectually. Plus, it gives you the ability to move around the globe. Okay? If you are working in Pakistan, you thought to be moving somewhere else in the world. So again, you don't need to start from the very scratch. ऐसा नहीं कि जी आपने कुछ पेपर्स यहाँ से दिए तो दोबारा आपको पेपर्स देने हैं. Yes, you can continue anywhere rest of the world. Plus, the institution is moving at a great speed in terms of दानिश अगर सिर्फ माइक थोड़ा सा उसको म्यूट कर लीजिएगा. Instead of moving to a great extent in terms that we are now transforming to the digital world, right? So, if I talk about now, we have all the papers being conducted online. So once the students is ready, so students can appear an alternate month. And yes, it gives you a leverage in terms of that you can attempt more papers, you can have a more leverage liberty in terms of you can attempt paper from anywhere. So again, these are the advantage, and definitely we are moving towards more globally now, right? So yes, and ample of demand, as you already mentioned, Danish. So again, very rightly said. Although we are running out of time, but just last, any suggestions, comments for the young ones, the senior professionals, uh, and then we'll continue the session. Yeah.
Yes, let I conclude this session with the complimentary closing numbers and my words to my juniors and seniors as well. That wherever wherever you are, keep in mind that Allah is watching to you. So your decision should be not be unjust, and try to learn, grow, and educate others. Not just have your knowledge in your mind. It should spread out to all over your colleagues as well, and your subordinates and other stuff. And I am also, teaching other professionals and as well on the YouTube. So we have to educate others. This should be our prime objective of our qualification. Try to be humble to your subordinates and guide and give respect. They will come up with with more fruitful solution to you.
Hey, Danish, thank you once again on behalf of ICMA. Mike, that is on behalf of ICMA International, I say a great big thank you to Danish for taking out time. Just to let you know that Danish traveled to ICMA just for this session. So thank you for taking out time, and that shows the concerns and commitment towards the contributions. And I'm sure कि हम हमारे तमाम member ही बड़ी ही accessible है. They are very kind and helpful in terms of helping the young generations to grow and develop. And definitely that has been with their seniors as well. So again, we are committed, and inshallah we look forward for a great future ahead. Great thank you to all of them, those who spared their time and attended the sessions. They added their value, and that's the core purpose of these particular sessions. Thank you to the senior management for taking our time, having a conscious effort, listening to the sessions and contributing. Special thanks to all the students for sparing their time. For in case if anyone has missed out the particular session and are not able to attend, the recording will be available on the Facebook and LinkedIn, and you may revisit at your ease. And inshallah, we'll see some other member in the next coming week. And you may share your comments, suggestions that can help us to improve. With this note, I conclude today's sessions. Great thank you to Danish once again. So stay blessed. Allah Hafiz.